Ever feel like you're losing the day before it's even begun? You wake up with a solid plan, but by 10 a.m., you're already behind, stressed, and just reacting to everyone else's fires. The day gets hijacked by distractions, unexpected problems, and the endless demands of others, leaving you feeling powerless and wondering where all your time and focus went. Well, you're not alone. This isn't some new 21st century problem. The ancient Stoics, from the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius to the statesman Seneca, were dealing with the exact same thing over 2,000 years ago. They figured out that real power isn't about controlling the world around you, it's about mastering the world inside you. Their philosophy isn't just a bunch of dusty ideas, it's a practical toolkit for building a life of focus, calm, and resilience. So let's steal 5 of their most powerful secrets, from a 5-minute morning ritual to remembering your own mortality, that you can use to take back control and start winning your days. These aren't just habits, they're a declaration that you are in charge, not your circumstances. Habit 1. The 5-minute morning clarity check. The battle for your day is won or lost in the first few moments after you wake up. For most of us, it's an immediate loss. We roll over, grab our phones, and let a tidal wave of emails, notifications, and other people's emergencies hijack our brains. We start the day on defense, reacting instead of acting. The Stoics saw this as a rookie mistake. They started each day with deliberate mental prep. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This wasn't just a nice thought. It was a strategy to claim his mental space before the world could. This is the morning clarity check. It's a non-negotiable 5-minute window you carve out for yourself before touching your phone or laptop. Instead of checking your notifications, you check in with yourself. You could practice gratitude, which rewires your brain to spot opportunity instead of scarcity. You could set clear intentions, deciding ahead of time who you want to be in that tough meeting. Or you could try what the Stoics called praemeditatio malorum, the premeditation of adversity. Spend a minute thinking about what might go wrong today. A project delay, a difficult colleague, a flat tire. By anticipating obstacles, you strip them of their power to shock and derail you. The method doesn't matter as much as the principle. Own your mind before something or someone else tries to rent it out. As Marcus Aurelius also noted, the soul becomes dyed by the color of its thoughts. This 5-minute habit makes sure you're the one picking the color. So, tomorrow morning, before your feet even hit the floor, take 5. Sit in silence, write in a journal, or just breathe. Define what the day is for, and you'll stop letting the world define it for you. Habit 2. Practicing radical responsibility. The second habit is a mindset shift that changes absolutely everything. Practicing radical responsibility. Our default setting when things go wrong. Find someone or something to blame. The economy, our boss, the traffic, our bad luck. The Stoics saw this as the ultimate waste of life. Every moment you spend on blame is a moment you're not spending on a solution. Radical responsibility comes from the core of Stoic thought, the dichotomy of control. The philosopher Epictetus taught that some things are up to us and others are not. What's up to us? Our thoughts, our judgments, and our actions. That's it. Everything else, what other people do, the state of the world, whether our efforts succeed, is ultimately out of our hands. High performers understand this. They might acknowledge external problems, but they immediately pivot to what they can control. Marcus Aurelius nailed it. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This isn't about being passive, it's about being strategic. When you stop trying to manage the unmanageable, you free up a massive reserve of mental energy. You can then pour that energy into what actually matters: your effort, your attitude, and your response. So the next time you hit a setback, pause and ask, what part of this is 100% in my control? You can't control a client's unreasonable request, but you can control the clarity and professionalism of your reply. You can't control a sudden deadline change, but you can control how you reprioritize your tasks and protect your focus. This isn't about pretending challenges don't exist. It's about refusing to be a victim of them. You acknowledge reality, then you get to work on the part you can change. This shift from external blame to internal ownership is the key to resilience and the secret to winning not just your day, but your life. Habit 3. Journaling for reflection and growth. If there's one tool that unites almost all the great Stoics, it's journaling. The Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, one of the most influential books ever, was his private journal. It was where he coached himself, corrected his own thinking, and came back to his principles. Seneca constantly pushed his friends to write and reflect daily. Why was this so critical? Because an unexamined life is a life of repeating the same mistakes over and over. Journaling is like a feedback loop for your own growth. It gets your thoughts out of your head and onto the page, where you can see them clearly, spot flawed patterns, and hold yourself accountable. A Stoic journaling practice isn't just a Dear Diary recap of your day. It's an active 3-part review. An effective method, adapted from the Stoics, is to ask yourself 3 questions each evening. What did I do well today? This isn't about ego. It's about reinforcing the good stuff, moments you were patient, courageous, or disciplined. Where did I fall short? This takes honesty. Where did you let your anger get the best of you? Where were you lazy, distracted, or unkind? What will I do better tomorrow? This turns reflection into a concrete plan, ensuring you don't just feel bad about a mistake, but actually learn from it. This process turns your daily experience into a curriculum for self-improvement. And this isn't just ancient wisdom, it's backed by modern science. A study from Harvard Business School found that employees who spent just 15 minutes journaling at the end of the day increased their performance by nearly 23% compared to their peers who didn't. So tonight, grab a notebook and spend 10 minutes with these 3 questions. Don't write for an audience, write for yourself. This private conversation is one of the most powerful tools you have for building a life of purpose. Habit 4. Focused, deep work, and physical training. The 4th habit fuses 2 pillars the Stoics believed were non-negotiable for a good life: training the mind through intense focus and training the body through physical effort. First, deep work. In our world of endless dings and pings, the ability to concentrate on a single, difficult task is a modern-day superpower. The Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius told himself to do every act of his life as if it were the last, with total attention. That's the heart of deep work. Distraction-free concentration that pushes your skills to their limit. It's how you create real value and get better at what you do. To win your day, you have to protect your time and attention for what actually matters, shielding it from the junk food of shallow tasks. Put deep work sessions in your calendar like they're the most important meetings of your day. For 60 to 90 minutes, turn off the phone, close the tabs, and give your full, undivided mind to your most important work. It's not about working more, it's about working more deeply. Second, physical training. The Stoics weren't trying to be bodybuilders, but they knew the mind and body are one. They saw physical hardship not as a tool for vanity, but as a practice in discipline. Seneca, for instance, wrote about short, efficient exercises like running or lifting weights, not for show, but to save time. In one of his letters, he says to tire the body rapidly and so save our time. But whatever you do, come back soon from body to mind. Musonius Rufus, another Stoic teacher, argued that the philosopher's body should be well prepared for physical activity, because often the virtues make use of this as a necessary instrument for the affairs of life. Integrate physical challenges into your day. Embrace the voluntary discomfort of a cold shower, a tough run, or lifting something heavy. Every time you push through that physical resistance, you're training your mental fortitude. You're teaching yourself on a primal level that you can withstand hardship and that your will is stronger than your momentary desire for comfort. Habit 5. Meditate on mortality. Memento Mori. The final habit is maybe the most powerful and, at first, the most unsettling. Memento Mori, or remember you will die. It sounds morbid, but for the Stoics, it was the ultimate tool for creating clarity, purpose, and gratitude. In his journal, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." That one idea is a radical filter. When you truly grasp that your time is finite, all the trivial junk that clutters your day just evaporates. The fear of what someone thinks of you, the anger over a minor setback, the procrastination on a project that actually matters, all of it shrinks in the face of your own mortality. Remembering death isn't about being scared, it's about generating urgency and appreciation. It forces you to ask the big questions. Am I spending my limited time on what truly matters? Am I being the person I want to be? Am I wasting this one precious day on pettiness? You can integrate this practically. Some people keep a Memento Mori coin or a small skull on their desk. You can also just take a moment each morning to reflect on the fact that this day is a gift, and it isn't guaranteed. This thought pushes you to live with intention, to say what needs to be said, and to do what needs to be done, now. It moves your focus from some imaginary future to finding meaning in the present moment. This final habit ties all the others together. The morning check-in becomes more vital, taking responsibility becomes more urgent, and focusing your work becomes more critical. When you remember you have to die, you finally learn how to live. You stop putting off joy, courage, and kindness for someday. You start winning your days because you finally understand just how few of them you really have. These 5 habits aren't just a checklist. They're a system for building a more resilient and purposeful life. They create a flywheel effect, shifting your focus from the chaos outside to the order you can create inside. They teach you to stop being a passenger and start being the driver of your own life. You learn to set your own priorities, own your responses, grow from your mistakes, build discipline, and live with a sense of urgent purpose. The wisdom of Stoicism has stuck around for 2,000 years for one simple reason: it works. It's a timeless blueprint for navigating the messiness of being human with grace and strength. Winning the day isn't about having a perfect, problem-free day. It's about showing up to whatever life throws at you with resolve and character. If you found value in these strategies, make sure to subscribe for more practical philosophy to help you build a better life. Now, I want to know, what is the one Stoic habit you're going to try starting tomorrow? Let us know in the comments below.